how did I got some really good establishing shots for the intro, but I've now locked myself outside like an idiot. Honestly, which door? Which door did I exit? How am I was able to find a spare key, but honestly, that was not fun.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Cooking with the Chef, Laurie. I don't really know about this episode. I've decided I'm going to make some coffee. And the thing about coffee, the way I make it, is I actually do use a coffee machine. So this is not going to be like the chicken katsu episode where you could buy all the ingredients and follow along at home. It's just something that I make every single day, and I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys how I make it. I'm a barista boy. I've been making coffee for 3 years now. Started back in 2016. I worked at a place in Edinburgh called Chroma Restaurant. It was an Italian chain restaurant, but they did do coffee. It's pretty basic. I got taught by a fellow New Zealander called Brett there. Female, by the way, called Brett. Maybe she was Australian. When I came back to New Zealand, I worked at a place called Eden Espresso Bar in Auckland. Shout out Zaf, Poppy, Hajinder, all the people who taught me how to make coffee. They weren't harsh, but they had a technique and they really drilled it in, and they were really, it was great. I learned to make coffee expertly from those guys, so I'm really thankful for them. And now I'm also working part-time at the Flat White Cafe in Waihi Beach. I don't know if I should use any of this.
Coffee is great. Coffee is my fuel. It's my lifeblood. I've been drinking coffee since I was about 16 years. It would be a weekend treat. Dad would come in with a little cup of coffee only on the weekends in the morning, and it was basically instant coffee and Milo mixed together or something like that. It wasn't for a few years later until I was probably at university, coffee became a study treat. I'd go down and buy a coffee, and then while I'm studying, I'd have that. But only recently I've started, I worked in a few places to learn to make coffee. What I use now is that coffee machine. I got that for $30. I got it for $30 at an op shop. Is this interesting stuff for a video? I'm like second guessing myself about this video.
This is a basic Sunbeam 3000 coffee machine or something or other. You can see here, this thing of water I use to tamp my coffee shots because the machine didn't come with a proper tamper, and I didn't know one that would fit that size. But as you can see here, this almost perfectly fits the size to tamp down my coffee.
Honestly guys, I'm not sure why I'm making this video.
This is just a small collection of some of the coffees I use. C4 coffee. I get the stuff from Christchurch, Havana coffee, big brand in New Zealand. Lots of cafes will just use Havana as well. And don't tell the Flat White Waihi Beach about this, but I have stolen a little bit of their coffee rind. When the coffee falls off the machine into a little catcher thing on the surface, sometimes they think that's dirty. We're gonna tip it away in the bin. I say don't put it in the bin. I say steal it or put it in a little container and have it later. It's still just as good, and I use it for my coffees. Don't tell them that I've done that. And now we're gonna make coffee. I'll stop that. What is the first thing to do when we make coffee? Okay, I'm gonna use some of the Havana stuff. Why not? First of all, you can use a tablespoon or anything, but this is a special one that I got on AliExpress. It's a great website. You get things imported from China and Taiwan and places. You could buy them for about $15, these little spoons, but I think this was only like a couple. But basically I use one scoop of this, one full scoop straight into there, into the handle. And then I do another one, which is maybe about half full. So you can see, I don't know if you can quite see that, it's half full. Oh, don't want to tip it out. And that goes into there too. Now with my handy dandy tamper, we're gonna tamp it basically. So here we go. I'm gonna give it one good press. Most people typically wouldn't bang the sides, but I do. It gets like little cracks and stuff in there. But by tapping it like that, I've made some of the stuff that was stuck to the sides more in the middle. I don't know how well this is getting picked up, but I'm going to tamp it again. One good tamp like that. And it's not amazing because the tamper wasn't built for this, but it's good enough. Everything's nice and flat and nicely evenly distributed. Man, this is a pretty unique shot. And now I've got my shot. We're ready to go.
So now we're gonna run our shot. I'm gonna get the handle securely fastened there. I'm gonna put my cup underneath, and then all I have to do is tilt this, and I run the shot for a little bit more than 10 seconds. So I normally count to 10, and then I do a slow count of 5. So you can see my shot's running there. It's looking like a beautiful color. How long am I gonna count for this? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can see the color there starting to lose it a bit. 1, 2, 3, and I just turned the nozzle off. So you can see inside there's a good amount of coffee. There's a nice color of the crema, the most flavorsome part of the coffee. And now I'm ready to froth some milk and put that on top as well. We're gonna make a beautiful flat white or a latte. You can call it whatever you want. And I just like to get all of my coffee rinds into the compost because, you know, the worms and the bugs, they love it. Both the jug and the thermometer here were purchased on AliExpress. Again, bargains. Bargains. Bargains everywhere on AliExpress. Straight from the manufacturer instead of people being like, oh look, it's a premium quality. Well, I guess we'll give it a try with this camera shot. Whole milk actually froths just a little bit easier than like trim milk or like 1% milk and all that sort of jazz. I don't know, just because it's thicker, it's creamier. How am I going to do this? How am I going to... Alright, okay. I kind of want to have my milk at a big angle, like a decent angle, so the milk is rotating rapidly inside there as I froth it. That'll give it a little bit more air. We won't have so many bubbles. It won't just be hot milk. We'll be giving it a little bit of air and constantly mixing it as well, so it'll become nice and frothy. Frothy. It's ready to go now. I've just heated up the machine, so it's going to be quite noisy. But I've turned it on, and that's not a nice noise, but we're gonna give it a little bit more air. You don't want your milk screaming like that. You want it to breathe. So, I've given it some air. There we go. This is actually a good set from this camera angle. And as you can listen, as I give it a bit more air, the screaming becomes less whiny. This is probably a little bit too much air. This machine's not great, to be honest. And you can see on my thermometer, the temperature is rising very slowly. The trick is to get a nice rotation so all the bubbles are dissipating. And I can see in there now, I don't know if you guys can see, but the bubbles are sort of disappearing and it's becoming a little bit foamy, but not bubbly, which is ideal. That's exactly what we want. Man, I'm not really good at these videos, am I? Oh well, it's something new. What do you guys think? Give me a like, give me a comment below. All that stuff. My temperature is now in the green zone. I typically go for somewhere in the very middle of the green zone, so we're nearly done here. And I reckon that'll do it. So now I'm going to turn it off. And look at that. I mean, it's just maybe a little bit too bubbly if I give it that. If I give it a tap, the bubbles will sort of disappear. I can rotate it. Yum. Look at that. A little bit too foamy, but it will be very nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour it. Can I do some latte art? Is the question. I don't normally do latte art on my home coffees, but the way I pour it is sort of like just going round and round. If you give it a little flicker like that, boop, 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 it's probably way too much foam there. Way too much foam. So I couldn't do a latte art. But one thing you can do is you can swirl around and around. And then you swirl in slightly. And in, and in, and in, up to the top. That didn't really work. You can see there's a bit of a pattern though. I'm going to follow those lines again. In, and in, and in. And then one line through it. Does that look a little bit like a fern or a leaf or a flower? It was too foamy to do anything nice. It's this coffee machine. I'm going to blame this coffee machine. But that's alright, isn't it? That's not bad. Cup of coffee. Don't forget to service your machine when you're done. You can see this had a lot of like solidified milk on there, congealed, give it a good clean, and then just like spit out the hot water as well. So because there's milk probably inside the tube as well. So give it a good clean, turn that off. Yeah. Nice. And the same, I didn't do it before with the coffee shot, but like just cleaning up there where the shot was. I can't really get that on film. Yeah. There you have it, guys. That is how I make coffee every single day. I'm never looking at the camera.
smooth. Foam on top is good. The inside is all nice and mixed. Oh, that's a beautiful cuppa. Can I show it? Doesn't quite want to. Yeah. You're probably wondering what I'm doing. I'm trying to make a thumbnail. Oh, hits the spot on a slightly grey, cloudy day like today. That is a real treat. Hey, look, I'm sorry I couldn't show you guys how to cook something you can make at home, but coffee's something that I really like, and I need it every day. And with this coffee machine, it's great, and it's a real treat. Whatever little small pleasures you have in your life, keep at it, guys. Whether it be tea or a little cheeky chocolate or chicken katsu curry that I taught you how to make. I don't really know what to do, guys. I don't know how these videos are going. Chef Laurie, thanks you once again for watching my video. I know it's something you can't make at home, but I hope it was entertaining nonetheless. Creamy! He's coming over. And then my phone ran out of storage space, so you don't get to see Kumi jumping up on my lap. Well, anyway, thanks guys for watching. Check out my chicken katsu curry Chef Laurie video and subscribe. You thought I was joking earlier? No. Like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching.